So, good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to Empowering Morning Conversations. So, we are starting a little earlier than usual. I hope that is an opportunity for many others to join who haven't been able to do so far. All right. So, let's continue our journey. So, the EMC journey wants you to have a life of ease and joy and glory. The EMC says, how about not being at the influence of life any longer? Instead of being a victim to life, victim to other people's judgments, victim to what other people say is possible, we are creating a life of choice. Okay? And instead of allowing the world to influence us, we want to influence the world. And when we have a desire to influence the world, one of the ways that you do so is communication. And that's what we are talking about. As you know, you are energetically connected to 250,000 people. And you're picking up the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of other people. And that is also influencing you in some way. It's influencing your self-talk. It is influencing you not to be present. So remember, the first step of communication is to start with an intention. And the intention is to get another person's point of view without changing it. Remember, you don't have to agree with them. You don't have to disagree with them. You don't have to do what they say. You don't have to do, it's not like you don't have to do what they say. You simply want to be with them. And it starts with very intentionally, consciously being completely present to the other person. Being with the other person, as you know, allows you to step into their world. So whatever it is that you want to achieve with these people requires you to be able to really communicate with them. And communicating with them requires what? The first thing, we used to teach in our training something called fundamental interpersonal behavioral orientation, 5OB, it's called that behavior. The more open you are, the more you can communicate. The more open you are, the more you can receive. The more open they can be with you, the more they can receive. Now, you can experiment with people who are close to you. Being present to them fully does not mean staring into their eyes like this, but it simply means being present and open in allowance of them. Being open and present and noticing if your mind is automatically getting into the judgment mode. Being open means getting out of your conclusions, your definitions, and your conclusions. So let's start with a little clearing this morning, because the biggest enemy that does not allow us to be present in anything. What is that something which does not allow you to be present in anything? So let's do this. What have you made so vital, so valuable, and so real about your decisions, your judgments, your conclusions, and computations that keeps you from living a life of infinite possibility? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, online shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So if you are with someone, are you really with them if your decisions, judgments, computations, conclusions are running automatically through your mind? So you're pretending to be with someone, but what you're actually doing is judging, concluding, remembering. Computation means what? Strategizing. Okay, how will I use this, communication to manipulate this person? Even though you have an intent, right? Even though you have an intent to create a breakthrough with that person, even though you have an intent to achieve some completion with that person, even though you have an intention to be at ease with that person and let them be at ease with you, yeah, when you are with that person, where do you think your attention should be first? to be completely. Second, to be with that person in such a manner that you can accept and get their point of view, get what they see in the world from their point of view, what are they experiencing in this world from their point of view. Just get it. It may give you an opening to be open to communicate with them also. So there are a number of things. I mean, this is an exercise I've been doing with making people do, when you take away the normal crutch that we have. See, normal when you're with someone, you're not very comfortable, you start blabbering. Look, how are you? Yeah. So if you're just being with them, something new, something extraordinary starts showing up. Okay. So very quick question to you. Yesterday's exercise for you to practice being present and practice the art of, getting what another person has to say or getting the other person's point of view without changing it. So how was your experience of doing that? Did you actually do that?
Yes.
Okay. So what was your experience when you did that?
I realized a lot is going on in their world also, and they don't know how to express it. So yesterday was different.
Yeah. So what happened, when you did that? So
So I was
definitely,
listening. हाँ जी बोलिए.
हाँ, बोलो.
So yesterday I was just listening to what my sister was saying. So about a small little thing happened that she did not got her share of food because she went to office early, and this happened a lot of times. She's like, "You guys don't take care of me. You don't love me." And a lot is also happening in her office. I was like, okay, she's dealing with a lot, and maybe food was just a trigger that she had to say a lot of things. That is what I got.
Yeah. And when you got that, what was the shift in you with regard to your sister?
Uh, I became more close to her,
You felt
more,
that you were being more close, okay?
yes, like more connected when she is not saying things and she's just acting something different. Like, कभी गुस्सा हो जाना है, कभी irritation है, बोल रहा है निकल जाओ मुझे बात नहीं करनी. So she just says these words, but behind those words, what all is going on. So I really got to know that.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. Okay, let's hear a couple of other people also. Those who are being present to being present. What were you experiencing yesterday with the people in your life with whom you interact with?
So yesterday, in spite of doing the session, knowing that I have to be present, although I was present, this point of view was just getting on my head yesterday because when you hear too many things from others all the time, in spite of doing everything, I just couldn't take it that this is, their point of view and just let it go. It was just irritating me a lot yesterday.
Because we are not used to it now. Can you imagine how much of the past programming is there?
Yes.
Yeah, decisions, conclusions, judgments. Right? The
Then I
ability.
kept telling, yeah, sorry, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, and you kept what?
I couldn't take it, but I couldn't express it. I kept telling myself, just be present. It's just their point of view. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But internally, it was affecting me a lot.
So when you say internally it was affecting me a lot, what were you saying to yourself internally?
I was just getting very angry.
Yeah, what was it that you were doing that was making you angry, do you think?
It's just that when I couldn't accept that it is their point of view, I was like, in spite of doing everything, also, if I still have to keep hearing this, I'd rather not do it. That was the dialogue, internal dialogue.
Yeah. So what is that called? A judgment, conclusion,
Yeah, judgment.
decision, right? Do you notice that whatever they were saying, you were so busy interpreting it also?
Yes, sir.
See, this is one of the biggest problems when we are trying to get another person's point of view. We start interpreting whatever they are saying,
Yes, sir.
right? So when you interpret what they are saying, are you actually hearing what they are saying or your interpretation?
It's an interpretation.
Okay. So who's getting you irritated and angry?
My judgments, my decisions, my conclusions.
Your interpretations. See, all our interpretations are having inside of them judgments, conclusions, computations, decisions. Like you said, ना आगे से इतना करने के बाद भी वो वैसे बोल रहे हैं तो फिर why should I do it? That's a kind of decision, ना? So when we get someone's point of view and we make an interpretation like this, we are withdrawing or opening up to connect.
Okay, sir.
है ना? So the
Yes,
purpose is to open up. So I'm going to be telling you a couple of more things because I wanted these examples so that we know what we go through.
Yes, sir.
That's why I said being present is not easy. The
Yeah.
ability to get another person's point of view without changing it is not easy because we are a reactive human being, right?
Yes, sir.
Our brain number 2, the analyzer, will keep doing this natak. And that is what is making us get distant from people anyhow. See, what we are doing is what is allowing the environment to control us anyhow. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for sharing that, Krishna. Okay. Can I listen to a couple of more people? Oh yeah, Neeti, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. So I was having a slightly difficult situation with one of the officials. And yesterday I went in with the open mind and the expansive state saying that, I need to cross the bridge. I need things to sort out. I need him to realize that he has to come round and be more supportive in the work. And we started the work, we went through whatever steps we had to go through, but towards the end, he started talking on, certain things. And then I was able to put across how important it is on relationship building. And relationship building is over and above beyond the basic functionings. And I was able to put across my entire point very calmly and very straightforward. I did not have to look for flowery words. I did not have to look for disguising my what I wanted to say. I was able to put it across in the most natural manner, and I felt very complete. And it got taken in the same spirit also. So that is the positive side of what I experienced yesterday.
Beautiful, it works. And that makes me inspired to share my experience of yesterday. I'd taken Farida to the Taj for lunch, all right? So we went to a particular restaurant and a particular drink that I wanted wasn't available over there. They said, we don't serve it here. So I said, but I've been to your harbor bar and they serve it over there. Yes, sir, they probably serve it over there, but we don't. So I said, all right, so why don't you get it for me from there? No, sir, that's not possible. So I said, why don't you try? No, sir, it's policy. We can't do that. I said, it was a young lady, I said, come on, you can always try, right? There's no harm in it. And she said, no. I said, all right, if your, policy doesn't allow it, I get it. I don't want to put you in an embarrassing position, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. So that was it. So after 10 minutes, she came back, and she said, sir, actually, I'm going to go and ask them. So I said, very good. Thank you very much. I said, don't worry. I mean, you don't have to if it's embarrassing you or, will get you into trouble. But she came back after some time. She said, no, sir, we will get it for you. No problem at all. You get it? Now, because I was just being present, I was getting it. I mean, if somebody is saying it's not possible, I get it. At the same time, I will say what I want to that person, and they have a choice whether to say yes or no. So what was happening was I wasn't getting irritated or annoyed. See, normally when you don't have your own way, you tend to push and then you tend to, no, how can you, this is blah, blah. I never got angry or something. I was just, and you know something very interesting? I made a new friend yesterday. Right? By the time she came back, we were both discovering that she's also a Capricorn and I'm also a Capricorn, and she was very happy to serve us, you know. So great. Anybody else? What's your experience of being in this? My experience right now is we've changed our timing today. So from 20 people, we are down to 11 people. I think people's habits and routine has not yet caught up with this early morning schedule. Okay. So what else? What has been your experience? So different people had a different experience, right? Yes, Vetrivel.
If my echo is still there, forgive me. Still, I haven't replied.
It's better than yesterday.
Thank you very much, sir. My experience is when I was talking to my boss yesterday, suddenly thought popped up saying that, hey, listen. Instead of my all enthusiasm and all my plan and all this, then I just kept quiet. I was just reading each and every word what he has told me. Then I said, okay, sir. I came back. And he felt very easy. I felt very easy. Otherwise, it will be like I make all mutta parota, kottu parota, everything. It's wonderful, sir. I'm just getting it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So being at ease will inculcate more openness, right? One very interesting thing will happen, you know, when you are actually being with someone and being at ease, what will become possible is something called compassionate listening. Okay, that's a very interesting way to listen. Normally, we don't do that. We do very defensive listening. We do, even those who listen, they do strategic listening. You know what is strategic listening? Any idea? Salespeople know this very well. Vetrivel, you're a sales wala. What is strategic?
In other words, selective listening.
Yeah, like listening for. See, you're listening for something, not just listening.
For your benefit?
Yeah, you're listening for agreement. You're listening for, you know, trying to figure out what are his weaknesses, you know, or trying to find out some information which you can use for your benefit. Some people listen very carefully to find out how they can manipulate you with what they listen to.
Yeah.
See, with that kind of an intention, you'll never have that purity of communication. You can't get their point of view. You are only getting what you can use. All right. Many people who discover the benefit of listening, they start misusing it like this. Doesn't work very well. Okay. Any other experiences? Okay. So let's talk about step number 2. Okay. If you are actually getting someone's point of view, is that enough? If you are getting somebody's point of view, but they don't get that you got their point of view, is that enough? So can you explain this last sentence to me? What have you understood out of it?
Sir, I think it means, Babu, I think it means that we have understood their point of view, but we fail or they fail to understand our point of view. And so first part is fine, but the second part is not achieved in this, like what you said now.
If they did not get that you got their point of view. Right? Yeah, Vetri, what were you saying?
Same, sir. Before expressing our point of view, We all have to make sure that what is that they said to us and what is that we heard. Just way of confirming.
So when people are communicating their point of view, right, what all is there for you to receive? Only the words? When someone is communicating, what all is there for you to receive?
Their intention,
Okay, and
More than word, it is the intent, the feeling, the purpose.
the feeling, what they are going through, anything.
Their non-verbal communication.
Yeah. And to put it in another way, what are they going through? What are they feeling? All right.
So what are they feeling, what they can say and what they are not being able to say.
Yeah, you would even sense that.
Hitch, yes, that hitch where they're not being able to say.
That they are withholding, they are not saying. Right. And then, so now comes the next step. Let us say you have decided or you have chosen to get another person's point of view without changing it. You have started to notice that, okay, there is a tendency, right? Like Abhinav was saying yesterday and Krishna was saying just now, that there is a tendency we'll start judging what they're saying or interpreting what they're saying, and then we'll get upset. And when we get upset, we are no longer listening to them. Correct? Now let us say that you never got upset, you just got what they said. Okay? What is very important is that they should know that you're getting it. Because if they don't get it, that, because people don't experience being heard, you know that? Just like many times you feel that nobody is really listening to me, don't you many times feel that people are not really listening to you?
yes, yes.
Get that feeling, no? That they are superficially listening, not really listening. They are trying to use me, they are trying to manipulate me, all sorts of stuff we are also having, right? So even if a person is genuinely listening, you may or may not be sure that they're really listening. And even if they are listening, are they getting what you're saying or they're getting something else? So let us say we are now in the process of the communication. Okay? They are speaking, you are listening, and the way you are listening is you are recreating in yourself whatever they are saying. Recreating means getting it exactly the way they are saying it. Okay? Now people need evidence that you are listening. Okay? They need that evidence that you are listening. They need the evidence that you're listening accurately to what they're saying. Now, they need the evidence that you're getting what they're saying. You're not getting something else. वो बोल कुछ रहा है, आप कुछ और समझ रहे हैं. They don't want that, right? Now let's flip the coin to your side. You also want to know whether what you are getting matches with what they are giving. Right? It is very much possible that they are saying something, I'm getting something else because I'm interpreting or whatever. So both ways, it is very important for us to, from our side, verify whether we are getting them correctly or not, and to communicate to them that, yes, I'm getting what you're saying. So how will you do that? Anybody got a clue? So how will you do that?
Hi, Sudeepak.
Right.
Many times in non-verbal communication, you get that people got you, and in the same way, people get that you got them.
If you are
Just
being,
you don't say anything, just by the way you are listening, they get it that you got them, and you actually get them. When you actually get them, they also get that you got them.
yes, but
And when you are making them wrong, because many times, I may act I may act as if I got them, but inside I may be saying कि ये तो बकवास कर रहा है, ये तो like I'm just being nice to them, they get that I'm being nice to them.
Yeah. So one process, if you are completely present to them, the chances are that you are getting them. But what
Yeah.
else, what can you do to ensure that what you are getting is accurate or not? What can you do to ensure that they know that you got what they are saying?
See, it's a good idea to repeat what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like
Tell
you
them
tell
back.
them, I get that, you are saying that. Yes, tell them back.
Yeah. And one very important thing you need to do is you have to, if you see them having some kind of a feeling when they are talking to you, you can reflect back that feeling also. You can say, I get it that you are angry, whatever feeling they are. I can get it, you're getting bored. I can get it. I understand that you're feeling angry with me, or reflect the feeling. Reflect means feel what they are feeling and tell them that. Okay. So if somebody is having a certain feeling they want to communicate to you, you're getting the words, but you're not getting the feeling. Right? You're not feeling what they are feeling. They want to convey to you, I'm feeling like this. If somebody is angry, they want you to get it, yeah, I'm angry with you. So get it, no? Since we are very uncomfortable with certain type of feelings, have you noticed that you become a bit of on the defensive when they are having certain type of feelings? Anger, especially irritation, right? Sometimes people are even disgusted with you. You don't want to get that, no? So energetically, if you are blocking some of the feelings that they are trying to push to you, then also you're not getting them. So it's a good idea to acknowledge and say, okay, I get it. I'm feeling you. I feel what you're feeling. And when you're actually feeling it, no, there will be a lot of genuinity in your words. They'll know. Okay, nowadays, the people are masters in saying what is correct. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, I agree with you fully. But so very nice. Abhinav said, repeat back to them. Sometimes you cannot repeat the whole thing to them. You can paraphrase it also. But the process is not yet over. You still, yes, Manav.
So that what I usually have been doing in such a situation, for example, a very, very old friend of say maybe 30 years ago got in touch and was really, really upset with me. Okay, I've not been in touch with him for about 4 or 5 years. He got busy, I got busy, but I realized that he has not been in touch with me because he's upset with me. Because apparently he came over 5, 6 years ago to my office and he wanted to be treated in a certain way, but I didn't have time, whatever. Okay, so what I realized was just listening to him, just getting his experience, not saying, "Acha, but मेरे को तो याद नहीं है." No buts. Sometimes listening to somebody without any buts, without giving any justification, without giving any kind of reasons to make your own self right. Just listening to them. अच्छा मैंने ऐसे किया, okay, I'll look into it. मैं देखता हूँ, मेरे को याद नहीं है, but अगर ऐसा किया है तो then I must have been really nasty with you. I just acknowledged his feeling that okay, that maybe I can be nasty without justifying it. Just brought him to zero. Just kept listening to whatever his complaints were without justifying it. And once all that poison came out, I was able to create something new with him. And that's what the power of listening and not rebutting. We rebut as human beings. That's what I felt.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So you reflected back, you let them know that you're getting their feeling. Do you think you're ready to start presenting your point of view to them at this point? No. This is a good time to do a little probing. What is probing?
Finding out more.
Exactly. So when you're probing, how would you go about it? What kind of questions do you think you should ask when you're probing? So like Hasina ji very rightly said, probing is to find out more. Correct? So what type of questions would you ask when you're probing? Give me an example. Somebody has completed saying whatever they want to. You're still curious to know more. Yes, please, Neeti.
Asking questions that would not be fault finding with that person, because they are holding us in confidence and opening up. So initially being very careful that I don't ask something or I don't raise a point where I show I am doubting them or I'm trying to verify anything that they have shared so far.
Yeah, so what kind of a question would it be? Can you give an example?
I understand you felt this way, and the other person has said this to you. Is there anything more that they conveyed to you that is leaving you feeling so much more bothered?
Yeah, so now this is a closed-ended question. Is there anything, right? Any question which requires a yes or no answer, don't ask that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of that, you could, what else could you say?
Is there anything more you want to share?
That also will require a yes or no answer, no?
So the
Yeah.
idea is to give them the liberty to elaborate more or choose not to elaborate.
Yeah, so question would be anything else?
How else can I help you?
Yeah, tell me more. Yeah. As far as possible, try to minimize asking any leading question. Okay. And it sometimes is very useful to, precede your questions with a question which is, listen, tell them, okay, this is really, I mean, I can get what is happening with you. And I really want to know more, I really would like to know more about it. See, this will come if you are genuinely curious to know their condition, मतलब उनका हाल अगर आप सच्ची में जानना चाहते हो, because people are not very, very lucid also, no? Sometimes they're very cryptic when they're talking to you. They'll give you a couple of bullet points. They're not, you'll know that they're not really fully expressing themselves.
Yeah.
So you also know that they need to open up. You can just be with them for a little bit and say, okay, I get that. Right? I get that. What else? Tell me more. Yeah, try this out. Again, a gusher will, gusher, मतलब विस्फोट होगा फिर थोड़ा.
What?
Yeah, somebody was saying something, then they stopped. So ideally speaking, bring it to a point where they ask you, okay, anything you want to say. Now, a lot of us who are the extroverts, we are very uncomfortable with silence.
Yes.
So just be with them, right? They will feel the urge to say something more to you or not. Just be with them. If necessary, ask them, okay, fine, I get it. I really want to understand more about what's happening with you, like that. And then they'll again start talking. or not? If they don't be in a hurry to suddenly start presenting your point of view. Don't assume that they're ready to listen to you still. Yeah. So when you're completely being present to someone, you will know whether they are complete or not. Complete, you understand? Pura hua ki nahi. Yes, Vetri, you were going to say something?
Sir, I want a small help from you. I recently I find a strange habit when I talk to people, especially with the close people, my close friend or somebody. When they talk, no, immediately that advice mode comes because of being with all great people, learning all the stuff. So suddenly I start to pour. So no, it is like I change the entire world. And then I find myself standing somewhere in the space where they don't want to see me there.
Yeah.
So how to curb that, sir?
How what? Keep your mouth shut. Don't give advice. Don't give advice unless somebody pays you to give it. You know, it's a very good. I know lots of very, very senior people whose way of working with you is that they don't tell you, they ask you. They never tell you, they will ask you. Good coaches also, they don't tell, they want to ask. Okay. This is a normal tendency in India. I think, I don't know about other countries, but we are very fond of giving advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if somebody is not asking for advice, we'll give it. Right? So if you focus on just listening, right? And if you're so keen to give, so tell me one thing, Vetri, how many times people follow the advice that you've given?
We end up discussing the same thing for so many.
Exactly. See, you could ask them a question and leave it. Okay. Oh, I got what you said. Then paraphrase the whole thing and then tell them, okay, so what are you planning to do now? So people will share some realization or something like that, or they may even be speaking in a way that looks like they are asking you for advice. Okay. So one good technique which I use, it ask them, okay, so what do you think you should do? I think the biggest gift we can give to our friends and family is that we can encourage them to start thinking for themselves. No? If I want to give advice, do I think I'm more superior to them that I can give them advice? It's a thought, be with that one. Yes, Reddy Garu, you wanted to say something.
But the norm is always people say that you are the eldest person, you should advise people.
If they say it to you like this directly,
Sir.
You tell them yes, just because it was like that in the past, right? It need not be so now. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And I believe in your knowledge, I believe in your intelligence. Right? I know you can find the answers if you try. If you fail, you can, but I'd like you to try. I'm not saying I will not help you, I will help you. But I will not help you by giving advice. I will help you by asking the right questions, which will make you think in a particular direction. That I can do for you, but I will not give advice. You can say that, no?
But we always think that we have enough experience and exposure in life so that we can advise people.
Yeah, we think so. And I think maybe we have also. I'm not saying that we are not having it. But you tell me, sir, something. Yesterday, a youngster was communicating with another and they used one abbreviation. Nowadays, everybody is using abbreviation. MILF. Okay. Now, I don't know what the bloody hell it is. Okay. But when I found out the meaning of it, I was quite horrified. This is what they are talking with each other. See, our experience comes from where? From the past, na? But I think the world is quite different from what it was, no?
Yeah.
Like
That-
today's youngsters' experience of the world and life is very, very different to what it is for
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Even though we think we are very in and we are up to date with what's happening, right? Maybe we are not. But I believe one thing, that's why I'm sharing with you, that if we can just get their world, get it. Yeah, if we can get their point of view, that will be a big help.
Yeah.
Because somewhere everybody feels that I'm all alone, nobody tries to understand me, nobody wants to listen to me, nobody understands my plight. कोई दर्द ना कोई जाना मेरा जो है. Because when they open up with you at that level, where they can speak their heart, they can speak their deepest feelings, they can speak their deepest fears and their doubts. See, most of the time, people, I believe, they behave in a weird way when they are frightened, they're scared, they are feeling uncertain, they don't know what to do, right? They put on an act. Some people become aggressive, they become abrasive. But if you start getting them, like really, and they feel it, they will open up to you. And then you are actually, see, let's not forget one thing here. We are so me oriented. Huh? We are so full of ourselves, right? What I'm going through, my problem, right? So when you are with someone for some time, forget about your problem here. How about being with them and getting them understanding what they are feeling? जो उनका दर्द है उनके दिल में, दर्द है, गुस्सा है, इरिटेशन है, एंगर है, confusion, whatever it is, if we get it. So this is the stage number 2, getting what they are communicating, letting them know that you are getting it, letting them know that you're getting what they are feeling. All right. And then remaining curious to know more about their world and asking them some questions to get them to open up more. There will be a point, when they get off it, they have vomited out everything that is there with them. Then, if you feel it appropriate, you will know. Even if you know, you ask them, okay, listen, I wanted to communicate something to you. Are you in a mood to listen to me now? Or we can have another chat some other time. Don't be in a hurry to push your point of view upon them. Okay. When you have listened to them so deeply, they may be in the grip of some strong emotion or something. They are still not ready to listen to you. If you pop your point of view too early, again, they will rebuff it. They will rebut it. They will not listen to it. So we have to be a little patient at that point. After getting it, hold it. You say, okay, I got it. You see, they are also waiting. Huh? Now I have opened myself up. This fellow is going to give me some advice or something like that. Well, that's what normally people do. When somebody opens up like that, immediately they'll start giving advice. They don't want it, Baba. So don't do it. Just be with them and say, all right. Whenever you're ready, we will have another chat. Some of them may say, nahi, aap bataiye, what do you want to say? You say, not now. I've understood what you're going through. I've understood what you want to say. We can talk later. No problem. There's no hurry. You understand? So they don't get a feeling that you're now ready to push something down their throat. मैं खुल गया तो अभी कुछ ना कुछ डालेगा अंदर मेरे. We don't want to do that, yeah. See, don't forget one thing. This is a good time to remind you something which I say very often. What is the purpose of a relationship?
To empower them.
To empower each other, to make each other feel stronger,
To support each.
to support each other. Isn't that it? That is where we are coming from. So I'm really breaking it into small steps so you don't have any difficulty to digest what I'm saying. All right. So we'll stop here. You will experiment with this part, what we talked today. And let us open your brains up a little bit by inviting. Where is that, Priya?
I'm here.
हाँ, तो आप करवाएं exercise.
Sure. Hi everyone. Welcome
Hello.
back to our exercise.
Yeah.
So the first exercise is hand and fist, where fist is in upward direction and hand is towards the fist like this. You close and switch. Have a smile on your face so that our brain knows that we are enjoying it. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll request others to be on camera, please. Okay, next one is pinky finger and index finger.
I just learned the pinky finger and now you changed to the index finger. It's so difficult again.
Let us do
This
the
is
same one today so that
okay.
people
Let's
be
do the same one.
expert.
So thumb and pinky finger is like this. Okay, thumb of one hand and pinky finger of another. You close
Yeah.
and switch to other side. Close and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shiva sir, what happened? 6, 7,
Yeah,
8.
sometimes we get confused.
Yes, 9 and 10. Awesome. That's why practice, practice, practice. Next is the spider one, for which you need 2 fingers. Index finger placed across each other and then the middle fingers above them. Okay? Now move your spider upwards. Yes. Like your relationships. Like you're moving up in your relationship. Every day. Yes. Great. 5, 4, 3,
No.
2, and 1. Let's move the spider down. Same steps. Yes. Do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. The next one is elephant one, for which you clap your hands and touch your nose with one hand and ear with another, like this. Great. Clap and touch. Your ear hand is coming from outside. Did you see it? See? Clap and touch. Clap. Little small hints we give to our brain to remember that how you perform the exercise. Okay. So now the next one is victory and twister. Yes. You close and switch. Everyone got this really well. Yes, like this. Great. So let's begin counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. The next one is twist one, the last one. So straighten your hands, join them together, and bring it close to you. Manas, sir, you straighten your hands and cross them and then join. Yeah. And then bring it close. And count till 10, starting from the thumb. Open one finger at a time. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now reverse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right.
Loosen it up. Okay, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you, everybody, for being there. Let's do our favorite clearing one more time before we close the session. What have you made so vital so valuable, so real about decisions, judgments, conclusions, and computations that keeps you from living a life of infinite possibility. Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreated all, please? Yes?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. So you guys have a wonderful day. Take your communication to the next step today. Practice this one. You know, the more you practice it, the more it becomes natural to you. And then you can do it effortlessly. All right?
Yes.
So remember, all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Right? We would like to create our life rather than be at the effect of life. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow morning at 6:30.